It's YouTube Wednesday! I'm making a restraint mask, the kind made popular by Hannibal Lecter. The base of the mask is going to be made out of these foam sheets. This particular brand is called Silly Winks. I've seen it called Foamies. I got this 12-inch by 18-inch sheet. It's 3 millimeters thick for 99 cents. That's not bad as far as the material goes. I have a plaster head. You can use your friend's head for most of this. But get a plaster head. They are terribly, terribly useful. Alright, I'm just going to try and hold that on there. And I want to mark behind the ear, down the jawline, flip it around. Doing the same on the other side. Behind the ear, down the jawline. I can see where the nose is. I'm going to go right above that, dip down for the eyes, and pull back to the ear. Dip down for the eye, pull back for the ear. Just like that. I'm going to make up the bottom piece. And I'm going to cut one of these, fold it over, and use it for the other side. I'm probably going to like this thinner one a little bit better. That is about as far as it needs to go. Okay, kind of have my pattern now. Very basic, very simple. Fold this in half, and not half perfectly, because I might not have had it perfectly centered. Looks like I did. And I'm just going to use this half as my pattern. The other side, I'm not going to worry about. I do want to cut away most of that marker, because that'll be hard to color over later. That seems pretty darn perfect to me. I have a spray bottle full of water. And I'm just going to use my heat gun. So I'm using it on a low setting, not the high setting. Got to make sure it's hot, because I guess I wouldn't figure that out any other way. I'm going to go ahead and kind of just lay it down real quick to get it good and hot. I want to put some wrinkles in it. Okay? I want those wrinkles. I don't want it to be clean and smooth like it is in the Hannibal movie. I want a little more organic with the forms on it. Okay. But see how that held that shape? What an awesome material. Have the shape that I want on it. I now have to get some details in it, and I want to do the bars across the mouth that the Hannibal Lecter mask has. So I'm just going to hold it up in place. And again, I want this one to be different than the movie and a little more organic. So I'm purposely going off-center and a little bit off-kilter there with the mouth hole. Take a wire coat hanger. I'm just kind of measuring by eye. I want to go about a 1/2 inch on either side of where I'm putting that guy. I know I went a 1/2 inch on either side, so I'm going to go ahead and fold over at least halfway this metal. And I'm just going to hold it on and push it through. I'm squeezing the ends together with my pliers, so that's going to hold in place and look just like that. I'm going to do 3 of those across there. Okay. Pull this guy back. Check here. I have here some dog collars that I purchased from the dollar store. They're leather, and they're perfect for the straps and buckles on this mask. I'm going to cut this dog collar exactly in the middle. Okay, I want to fold it in half, cut it in the middle. And now I'm checking how much of the dog collar I should cut to have the buckle in the back of the mask. And basically what I did was, if this one is here and this line lines up with the side of this mask, then this one over here will line up with the same way, but I only need this much of it to attach. So I'm going to even it out. So my buckle side's a little bit shorter than my tab side. Now it's a simple matter of attaching it. What I have here is a leather punch. Alright, I highly recommend you get one of these if you're going to do a lot of costuming, because they are very useful. It has a number of settings, and for the way I'm going to secure this, I'm going to use this biggest setting. I'm going to punch my leather first. And you just squeeze down. Works like a pair of pliers, kind of. You just squeeze it together, and that centerpiece will punch out. I now have a hole. I'm going to do 2 of those. Then I'm coming to the other side of the strap, and I'm going to mark it, and I'm going to do 2 more. I'm marking it through my other holes. That tells me where to punch those holes. The sharper your pieces are, the easier those holes are to punch. This one has obviously been around for a while, and it rattles around inside my toolbox, so those get pretty dull. Now I'm going to use this piece. Okay, now I'm going to use this piece. Remember that line? Mark it up on the edge of my mask. Use my marker to mark these two holes. Same on the other side. I've removed my mask. Take the tape out of the nose for now. Because this foam stretches a good bit, I'm going down to a slightly smaller size than my attachment device. But when I push it through, I'll be able to stretch it. The foam compresses so well it doesn't want to come out of the hole, but just a little bit of pulling will make it come out. So I do a lot of leather work, and one of my favorite leatherworking inventions are these right here. They're called Chicago screws. It has a male side and a female side. And once you've poked your holes, this slides through, this goes on the other end, and it screws together, and that holds your leather together. Chicago screws or screw post are what that's called. So on the inside of my mask, I'm going to put some Gorilla Tape over top of those holes. The Gorilla Tape is going to firm up that foam and keep those from pulling through. Just going to use a little poker here to poke those holes all the way through. Now I can get my strap. I want the strap on the top side because that's a better look. I'm actually going to push this in through this way because normally you want the screw on the inside to hide it, but I like the looks of it for this particular project, so you're going to see the screw for this one. And then the screw just goes right in here. You can put a dot of super glue in there if you want to, and it's got a flathead tip on it. You never used Gorilla Tape before? It's expensive, but man, it's worth it. It's really good stuff. I don't trot it out for every project, but it does have its uses. Here is my mask. Now I could add another strap over the top of the head. I don't think it's necessary, so I'm not going to do that. That doesn't mean that you can't or you don't have to if you want to. You can even take some foam and do some straps over top of the head this way. That could look neat. But, I mean, you got the concept of how to attach it and what it's made out of. Now I'm going to decorate it really quick. I have my Gel Antique leather stain from Tandy Leather. You don't want to spray paint this, because spray paint will eat through this foam a little bit. So I would not do that. I'm going to use my acrylic, water-based. Now I have just a bit of an old t-shirt here, and I'm going to take off some of this stain. I'm going to leave it in those folds a little bit because I want this to have an aged look. I'm just going to add a little bit of blood. I'm just going to have it kind of run straight out and put it all over the bars and the mouth. And again, I have a look in my head that I am going for. You should also have a look in your head that you're going for. I have some oatmeal. I'm going to put a little bit of oatmeal here on the table. I'm going to work with that a little bit in the blood. I'm basically just dipping into the oatmeal and sticking it on. Dip it in, stick it on. I don't need a ton of it. And then once it's on there, I'll worry about coloring it with the blood. Alright, I'm going to let this dry, and then I get to try it on.